Chris, you want to start us off this
Yeah,
week?
I'm pointing between two at the moment. I'm trying to pick which one I'm going to go with.
It's opinions, right?
Well, there's... Yeah,
You got to save one for the next week, I guess.
it's true. Well...
Yeah, I've got like a backlog on my phone.
Damn.
Yeah, I got a lot of opinions,
Yeah,
bro.
he's an opinionated guy. It's great. So...
I'm sorry to hear that.
all right. Well, I think voicemails are just obsolete at this point. I don't think we need them. We don't need them anymore. Like, the only time I use a voicemail is getting used is someone says, "Hey, call me back." No shit. I have a missed call from you. I'm going to call you back. That was the voicemail.
Yeah.
And then you could also just type out your thing to me. Like, no info's been used in a voicemail in a hot second.
I agree. I think voicemails are pretty irrelevant.
Unless you're like breaking up with your girlfriend or something.
That's true.
No, that's
Then you need a voice. Then you need to just.
If she doesn't answer, just leave her a voicemail.
my one counterpoint.
fucking love that.
That's a great method.
Yeah.
And then you're free.
Tried
You can
and
do
true,
whatever
I
you
guess.
want.
Is this a dating advice podcast now?
It could
I
be.
think. See, we're talking about finding a lane, whatever works.
Yeah, you know.
If that ends up being the audience,
I'm not shying away from a good date
a
conversation.
good date
Me
combo. My only counterpoint to that is that Siri has gained the ability to transcribe voice messages.
Yes.
So if you get a voicemail and you don't want to listen to it, like she usually has it scripted out for you to read, and sometimes it's really off, and like the translation isn't quite there, and they're really funny.
Yeah.
See what I
So you like it for entertainment value?
I do. I'm
Okay.
never gonna, like, whoever that was, you're not gonna call back.
Yeah.
But I got a laugh out of it,
Yeah.
Well, what I thought you were going to say is that Siri has been the voice of your voicemail, is what I thought you were going to say.
You wish.
Yeah, it's pretty close, though.
You wish.
Young female answering the phone is...
Young
Oh, I
female.
guess
about
you were
the same.
getting that. That was
Speaking,
same.
I knew it was gonna come up.
okay.
speaking of voicemails.
We're going to play KP's. This has been talked about a few times. Really, I just want to know, what's up?
What 9-year-old girl is on
took your phone.
voicemail?
Can we
And-
play it?
Play it.
Oh, yeah,
Let's hear
actually.
it.
We are going
Let's
to...
call KP.
What girl was, like, selling you Girl Scout cookies and then held you hostage? What
Here
do we
we go.
got? Here
Well, why don't I
comes.
just decline it? So
Don't-
it's
Oh,
like-
Perfect.
fuck
Yeah.
off.
No.
Well, if you decline it, let's go right to voicemail, right?
That's true. It'll
that's
go
right.
I'm going in
faster.
the worst spot. Okay, Chris Underdahl. Oh, this guy can kick rocks.
Ending. Whoa.
Hi, you've reached Kevin Peacon. Not here to take your call right now because I don't want to buy your Girl Scout cookies. Please leave a message. Thanks.
Beep.
That's a 9-year-old girl.
I feel
the
like
mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at
Oh.
this time. Goodbye.
This
So you
is why
had to go.
voice-
You had to go through the whole
no, that's not.
torture of the 9-year-old voicemail
Hold on.
just to find out
Just
that
to
you
be
can't
denied.
leave one.
That is that you for real?
That's me at age 10, I believe, 10 or 11.
Wow, what a drastic difference.
It's,
I mean, I guess it's been 12 years, but still.
I can't believe it's still like
On your
I've
phone.
had so many phones since then, but I guess your voicemail is your voicemail.
I mean,
You know,
you
you
can
can
It's like
change
your
it.
social
Change it.
security number. No, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in. Yeah, why don't you show them that next, Chris?
It
I'll
sounds
pull
like
it up in post.
it sounds like you inhaled a bunch of helium.
I might have.
I don't think so, though.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember if maybe I did do that or no.
I don't remember.
That's so
The
wild,
little girl
dude.
in him is always trying to escape, and that's just something we got to remember.
The little girl in my room is always trying to escape.
So who? Okay. Jeremy, you got an unpopular opinion?
Give me a rain check on that one.
JP?
I do. I have one. Scenes in movies where there's a band playing. Can we start casting musicians as musicians in movies?
I've always
It's
been
not
curious
acting.
about that.
They cast actors and they don't know how to play. So you're hearing the song and just seeing like what I don't know if there's a legit reason, but I would really like to start seeing more accurate portrayals of musicianship in movies.
I feel like that was an older thing. I feel like it's gotten better now.
You think so?
A little bit. Like it's not completely fixed, but like Andy from The Office,
He could play.
Ed Helms
He could
plays.
play.
Sandberg.
Andy
Adam-
Samberg.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sandler. Like there's
Well, you're
certain-
talking about actors and comedians that can play music, which is different than people
than
that
an
are,
actor that can't play music. I
No,
get it.
but he's saying that like when there's bands playing in movies
That's
or
what I'm
TV shows.
That's what I'm saying. But there's some elements where the actors can play.
Yeah, like I'm okay if you cast Andy Samberg. Like I'm talking, party scene. There's a band playing.
Yeah, he's talking about the extras
and
in
it's
a
just
movie.
terrible miming. You could cast if the actors know how to play guitar. Like that might be something to look for on the resume for guitar player one.
I'm curious if they don't, because I've watched some movies recently and I can't remember which ones they were, but where I've seen the bands play in the background, and I'm curious as to whether or not they're like hiring a corporate band or something to come and just be there, because sometimes you watch the way they interact and you're like, that could be, they look like they could be musicians. Like they don't really know what being in front of a camera. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's maybe they are casting musicians and they're just so bad at acting that maybe the inverse is true. Maybe they need to start casting actors.
Yeah.
I'll do some research.
I've always been curious about that myself, though, because I'm like, especially in places like LA where it's such a, like the worlds are just so ingrained.
Yeah.
Like you think like maybe like if they're casting a band, they could just easily find a corporate band. Like you wouldn't need to go through the casting process of like looking at different people. You just like hire a corporate band to just come and stand on stage for a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been curious about that.
Yeah. I just think of like the Back to the Future scene where they're playing. And like, it's clearly just lit. They're not really trying.
Yeah.
Like that's the quintessential terrible examples. But like there's some like Whiplash got kind of close. You know what I mean, with like the whole drumming and stuff like that. And he doesn't play. I think he took drum lessons, but I don't think he played drums before that. I think they made him just be like, here's how you hold it and here's how you mime.
They did that with Gary Oldman in Immortal. Where he played Beethoven. Did you guys ever watch that movie?
No.
It's Immortal Beloved. Great movie. And he plays Beethoven, and he didn't play piano before that, and then he learned to play piano for this movie, and he's playing all the pieces like himself, which is fucking wild.
See,
That's insane.
I guess that's kind of more what my point was leading to, which maybe is not that unpopular, but I want to see more convincing portrayals of like if there's music playing in and it's supposed to be in the scene, I want to see someone actually playing it, because I can tell, it's like, come on guys, you're gonna spend $100 million on this movie and I can still see this guy playing guitar like behind the bridge or whatever,
Yeah I feel that. All right, did you come up with an unpopular opinion? Okay, what you got?
This one might be a little off color.
Send it.
And
Men and women are not created equally.
Let's get into it.
They're just not. They're just not. That doesn't mean that women are better than men or that men are better than women, but we're not created equally because we're just not. Like there's different roles in society and within the family that women do better than men, and then vice versa. Mm-hmm. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Did you see your girlfriend naked for the first time the other day and make that realization or what?
Yeah.
we're different.
We're not equal. Men are way uglier than women. We're not equal.
True.
There's certain things that women do way better, and there's certain things that men do way better. Being pretty is not something that men do way better, but building railroads and infrastructure is something that men do way better. Well, and that's just, am I wrong?
No, I mean, there's definitely, generally speaking, a physical advantage that men have. And then there are, like women are typically known to be better multitaskers. So like there's definitely a dynamic where you have a protector and that like out in the world and you have a protector at home. And I think historically women have been better at protecting at home, keeping their ears and eyes open for, different kinds of predators or threats. And men are better at hunting and salvaging and things like that.
And protecting against such threats. That their wife tells them about.
Exactly. This is historically speaking. I think that as society moves forward and it's less about survival, I think that those roles definitely changed though.
Oh yeah.
So I think that referencing how things were 500 years ago as an accurate metric for how society should operate today is not necessarily the way to go, even though there's still truth into just naturally we're not equals, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Like we're not supposed to do the same job.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I know what you mean.
Yeah. And there's women out there that are like fighting for like equal pay. Like fuck equal pay. If you can, like, if you hear me out.
Here,
this is
brethren.
unpopular opinion here. Hear me out. You shouldn't want equal pay because if you can do something even better than a man can, then you deserve even more money than a man should.
Mm-hmm.
So it should never be about being equal. It should be about the money you get should be proportionate to the value that you provide in society,
Regardless of gender or sex.
regardless of gender. And so I feel like
Tough, this is a tough stance.
You're
standing on a toothpick right now, dude.
no, why?
Oh, not by me. I'm just saying this is very unpopular, and it's tough to make the point that I think you're trying to make without offending anyone. Am I wrong?
If you're a woman and you do your job better than a man does their job, you should get more money.
Yeah. Okay.
So why would you want to stay equal?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's arguing. I think that more of the point is that they should just be starting at the same place rather than like at least have the opportunity to start at the same place.
It's about equal opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So again, I don't
I
disagree
agree with that.
You're
I agree
cool.
with
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just think that there needs to be a couple of disclosures, like agreeing that we can at least start from the same foundation and then go up from there. So yeah, I mean, I don't think personally, I don't think there's anything controversial in what you're saying. The problem is that people don't allow for the nuance of the conversation, and they're going to go right for the worst possible scenario, right?
Oh, yeah.
And because for all practical purposes, you're in 2023, you're a straight white male. That they're going to assume the worst in you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
But again, you have to give people the context because otherwise they're going to jump to the worst thing.
Yeah, so hopefully they listen to me explain myself afterwards.
Yeah,
That's the problem is if people
shut
don't.
off the podcast. Oh, you straight white male.
That was a bold opening line.
Yeah.
For sure.
Unpopular opinions.
Yeah.
Sex workers are in the minority, so he is a minority guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
slice.
I am.
We have
Hopefully everyone out there listens before they get offended.
No, honestly, I don't think that what you're saying should be controversial at all. I think it's pretty basic, honestly. It's just, again, and I'm older than you guys, so I've been making the same arguments since you were as old as you recorded that fucking voicemail, right? and the only reason why I come from that like trying to like preach the context thing is because I've been just totally taken out of context on this point so many times.
That's why he's in Jacksonville and they ran him out of Miami.
All right. My unpopular opinion this week is that the alien hearings are bullshit.
So tell us about the alien hearings. What the fuck happened?
Let's get a slight background.
Okay. So basically what ends up happening is they have like 3 witnesses that come on in front of a Congress and they testify and they give basically I think one of them had a firsthand account and then the other 2 had like saw documents or had spoken to people that had firsthand accounts. And don't quote me on that, but it's something along those lines. Regardless of the fact, there was no proof bringing to the table. It's just like, okay, there was all this like hype about it in the media, and people are like now coming out saying aliens are confirmed, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what makes this any different than a shitty History Channel documentary?
I totally agree.
It's just like there's no you brought no evidence to the table. I'm not even saying these guys are lying, right? I mean, I would like to believe that what they're saying is true, but without evidence, I don't understand why we went in front of Congress and had these people who have other shit to worry about why we took up all that time to talk about bullshit with no evidence.
They don't have that much to worry about.
Yeah.
They had, I'm sure their hookers didn't mind waiting an extra 20 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
My theory
White
is,
House,
is on that is paid ads.
Paid ads.
Okay. I mean,
They're just trying to make money.
interesting. It could also just be like a distraction, though, right? Because then, like, we find that at the same time this is happening, they found like a Chinese lab in Fresno or whatever that had all these mice that had COVID in them, and they were doing testing on like gain of function research testing in this lab. And like, you know, the implication is obviously what the implication. I'm not even going to say it. It just is what it is, right? But like, we don't really know what was happening there, right? So rather than like really make this the centerpiece story, we have to talk about some other bullshit. It happens every fucking time. There's always something that happens where there's a bullshit distraction when we're covering. And I don't even know that's what they were trying to cover up. It could have been anything, or maybe they're not trying to cover something up. It's just a little coincidental, if you ask me.
It's the old bullfighter. It's the red cape. Like,
Exactly.
Truly
look
is.
over here, you know, and then we don't know. I got no clue what's going on there.
And see,
I don't vote. You
with
know,
like with the COVID thing,
I don't even believe in voting. I don't even think our votes count. That's where I'm at.
Especially,
with the shit.
certainly not at a federal level. I'll give you
No.
that for
Yeah.
sure.
So presidents aren't even real, let alone aliens.
yeah.
I mean, the amount of power they have is certainly a lot more limited than what they'd like us to believe. You know,
I'm curious if the aliens and the presidents aren't actually. They're not distracting us from each other. They are the same thing. Have you ever seen an alien and Joe Biden in the same room together? You know?
you raised some good points here.
It's true. I've never seen that.
And I don't mean to point any fingers. I have heard mumblings that someone in this room might be of an alien race sent to spy on the humans.
If I was, I would definitely want you to believe that those hearings were bullshit.
No one said it was you.
I didn't say.
so are
say
you
names.
saying that you are?
I mean,
Because no one said it was you.
well, I'm just saying. I don't know who else has a bullshit rumor about them being reptilian going around, but
You know, I'm going to look into these hearings. I'm curious if there's more evidence than you're leading on.
oh, please
You're
do.
leading us to believe.
Please do.
Fact suppression up in here, dude.
Yeah.
He's one of them, man.
I'm
You
one of 'em.
pulled the red cloak. I feel like a bull in a fucking bullfight.
Yeah.
Getting distracted.
My favorite part of the whole thing is that like there was a hearing, people talked about it, and then the memes were government confirms aliens.
Yeah.
These
Yeah,
people
exactly.
are all retired people. They're not with the government. They're not government officials anymore. They're just people.
And it's not even saying that they're lying. I believe that what they're saying, I believe that their experiences are correct, but like also there's been hundreds and thousands of people coming out about their experiences, and we just
no quantitative.
nothing, and we just shoo it off. And why is this any different? And we've had military people come out talking about it for years as well, and now
Oh, yeah.
these guys,
that's big.
these guys, all of a sudden are the ones that get attention with the same amount of evidence, which is none.
Who
there's
was
some-
in the hearing? Like,
David Fravor, I think is his name, and it was one of them. He was a pilot with that Tic Tac video that came out a few years back, where it was like a UFO on a radar that the media showed, and it was like them first finally acknowledging UFOs, and David Fravor was talking about that's not his first time seeing that. And then there's people saying, well, it was probably just like a drone from another country because the way it was moving. And then the other people were talking about having firsthand experience seeing what they called biologics from crashes, which is like, you know, a body. And then somebody else was more of like a secondhand account where they talk. I don't really remember exactly.
I heard.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
cousin said there was
Exactly.
an
But
alien in his backyard.
but it's like all military stuff. So people want to, you know, say that people want to give it the time of day, which I think that we should. But it's like but you didn't bring any hard evidence to the table. So why was it so publicized?
Anton's so offended. He's like, They didn't prove shit on me, man.
Yeah, it's just annoying because you want to, well, you watch I've been super into this shit for so long.
Sure.
Right. And so I've been going down a rabbit hole since I was like a kid with this stuff. And now it's all over the media. Like now they're finally acknowledging something. We're like, oh shit, they must really have something real this time. And you go and you watch it and you're like, I saw this same thing on the History Channel fucking 20 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
What are
it's
we
just
doing?
we're not making any progress here.
Exactly.
I totally believe in aliens.
Yeah, I 100% do.
If you don't, you're just kind of dumb. And I don't like to use that word.
Which makes it that much more effective when you do.
It also makes me sound dumb just to say dumb. Because there's so many other better words to use out there, but
imbecile
it just does
or
make you kind
fuckhead.
of dumb.
Yeah, fucking idiot.